Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today's video is going to be a real one, and that's going to be the 10 things I regret buying, whether it was me being a minimalist or when I wasn't a minimalist. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get straight on into it. Number one, the first thing I regret purchasing was a bunch of plants. The reason why I did this is when I got this apartment, I realized it was pretty big and I was already into plants. And the minute that I already had a bed, a table, I felt that I could spend my money on plants. If you look back at my old videos when I first started my channel, I had a ton of plants. I had a Majesty Prom, I had a big plants. And the reason for that was because I thought I could keep buying them because they were just so cheap. The Majesty Palm was like $12, and then I bought another one, and then I bought some kind of, I don't know the names of all the other plants I purchased because it was just that many. I think I had about 50 to 60 plants in the beginning, and that was just not healthy. It was so silly of me to do that because yes, I love plants, and yes, I do still have a lot. I have about 12 to 13 of them. I kept the ones that were my favorite, and the other ones all died because, let's face it, I didn't have any time to take care of all of them. I felt overwhelmed. You know, when you have too much of something, you feel overwhelmed and you do not feel the need to take care of it because you just feel like it's too much to take care of them all. And that's how I was feeling. Most of them needed a lot of sunlight. My apartment doesn't come with a lot of sunlight. It doesn't have a lot of sunlight. It looks really bright on camera. That's because I always record like in front of the window, and I always adjust the camera lens to make it look brighter than it actually is. So needless to say, my apartment is not that equipped to be dealing and having all those plants that I did have. I wasted, I want to say, a little over $400 in the beginning stage of me buying plants. So that is something I do regret. I wish I would have just kept with the number 12 like I have right now, because it's more than enough, and that's something that I will always take with me. Even if one day I purchase a bigger place like a house, I will just keep the plants that I have. I will not add any more unless they are a gift. Then of course I'm not going to say no. But needless to say, I have learned my lesson with buying a lot of plants. Number two is decor items. Again, when I got this apartment, I wasn't the minimalist. Well, I was a minimalist, but I wasn't the minimalist that I am today. I was still in the beginning stage, and I purchased a vase, a golden white vase I put in the corner over there. Again, if you go back to my old videos, you will see a lot of decor items. I had a bunch of Buddha paintings. I still love Buddhism. I'm still learning about it, but I had a little bit too much, and I definitely realized that, like, I want to say like last year, I had like 4 statues, 5 paintings. It was just unnecessary. I spent, I think it was around $600 on decor items, which was ridiculous. But again, we live and we learn. I was 25 when I moved in here. I was very young, and even though I'm only 28 right now, I feel like I got a grip on why I do not want decor items in my house. And the number one reason why I'm not a fan of decor items, and I will do a whole video on why I got rid of all of my decor, the number one reason for it is that they're dust collectors. And I don't know about you guys, but when I clean, I just want to clean up fast. I don't want to have to soak things and dust everything. Like, I want to mop the floors or sweep whatever and go on about my day. Decor items is something I definitely regret purchasing, but I'm glad that I learned now before it was too late. The third thing that I regret purchasing is extra furniture. So when I moved in here, everybody was telling me, Kira, have a really nice bed and you have room, you should get a nightstand. And I'm like, you know what, maybe I should. With me listening to everybody, which I should have never did, I purchased a nightstand off of Amazon. It was a really nice nightstand. I'll tell you guys where it is right now. But before I tell you that, I had it on the corner over there, and it basically was empty because I didn't have anything to put in it. It was just sitting there. I would rest my phone on it, and that's it. It was a pointless purchase, but Good thing that it went to a good home. It went to my niece. She's 6 years old. She puts her toys in it. She's got a little lamp on it. So I'm glad that she took it. I was going to put a free like little sign on it and put it on the sidewalk so people can take it. It was around $80 I paid, and that was such a waste of money because I think it only stood in this house for like 6 months, not even. Another extra furniture piece that I do regret purchasing, which you guys are going to be pretty amazed by this one, is that white little desk over there. Obviously I'm keeping it for the time being, but damn, I feel stupid for purchasing it. It's pointless. That plant could have went somewhere else in the house. It was around $40 from IKEA. I put it together myself, and I just feel like having a desk there and that desk, it is just way too much going on. I feel like extra furniture because everybody has a coffee table, a nightstand, a big dining room table. I personally feel like I'm in Tetris when there is a bunch of furniture around. At times I even wish I didn't purchase that kitchen table. I wish I would have purchased just a little bar stool table. But that is only because I don't really get much guests. Like the only person that's always here is my boyfriend, and it's just us two. So needless to say, I do regret purchasing some furniture that I got for this apartment, and I am happy that the nightstand went to my niece, so it didn't go to the trash. But needless to say, in the near future, I will not be purchasing any coffee tables, any end tables for the bed. Not my kind of thing. The fourth thing I regret purchasing, and this is when I was in my early 20s, I want to say like 22, 21, and that is Replica fashion items. Now, let me tell you a little backstory if you guys do not know. When I was in my early 20s, I was very influenced by celebrities. I think we all are, only because they make life look so glamorous and perfect. I feel like that's the reason why we are all intrigued by them. So when I was younger, I decided to go up to these meetings in Boston. There are tons of little warehouses. You can pay $2 to get in, and you can purchase a bunch of replica items. Replica items such as Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Ray-Bans, whatever it is, you can purchase it for like 10 bucks. And that's what I did. I purchased like, I want to say $500 worth of fake replica luxury items. That was a waste of time for me, a waste of money, and that is the number one thing that I regret till this day, because who cares if something has a logo on it? It's like, I can't believe that was me back then. But again, we live and we learn. I am glad that I got over that whole logo stage. For me now, what I love is I love clothes that say nothing. I love blank, neutral clothing. Same thing goes for even my sneakers. I don't like wearing Nikes because of the logo, and I'm just not a fan of Nikes too. But I do have a pair of Adidas's. The thing with Adidas is I like how they don't show the logo. They just have like the 3 stripes on them. I like that because they look like regular sneakers. So I'm not a fan of those fashion items anymore, and I do regret purchasing all those fake Michael Kors bags, and I'm just so embarrassed to even talk about how I used to spend all of my money on that. Like, no wonder why I couldn't afford to fix any of my cars back then. So needless to say, I'm not a fan of luxury items. I feel like luxury items are just a copycat of everybody, and I also feel that it's kind of like society's rules to make you feel cool or look cool. Like, that's just something I'm not in. And I like to feel cool on my own terms. I'm not here to impress anybody but myself. I know that sounds a little harsh, but it's the truth. The fifth thing that I regret purchasing is fake jewelry. I think we all regret that every now and then. Fake jewelry just causes our skin to turn green. Things like that. And in all honesty, I'm not even a fan of jewelry. I do have like these studs and this, and that's about it. But I never take these things off. These are also like sterling silver, but they are gold plated as well, because I'm not a fan of like silver. But anyways, not to get off topic, back in the day, I used to purchase a ton of fake jewelry off of Shop Miss A. If you guys ever heard of that site, then just stay away from it. If you guys have been shopping on there, don't. The reason for this is because they make things so cheap that you are willing to spend a lot of money because you can get a lot of stuff. And the thing with their jewelry is that it only lasts for like 2 to 3 weeks and then it turns green. And it just comes with way too much. I feel like fake jewelry is just pointless to wear, and the thing with it is that it's just not healthy for us as well. So, needless to say, I will never ever purchase fake jewelry ever again. And even when it comes to real jewelry, I just won't purchase it either. Eventually, if this breaks, I will put the charms back in the box where they were and call it a day, unless I get real jewelry for a gift. Again, gifts are a little bit hard for me to say no to, especially when they're either from my boyfriend or whatever. I don't want to be that, you know, that woman to be like, no. So I try my best to be as nice as possible. But a lot of my family members know that I do not do jewelry anymore, especially with rings. Can't stand rings, and I used to wear a ton of fake rings. There would be a ring of like green around all of my fingers, and I would have to like scrub off that green, and oh, it was just horrible. So needless to say, fake jewelry, real jewelry, it's just out of the bag. I'm all set with all of it. The sixth thing that I regret purchasing is my prom dress. Now, the thing with my prom dress was that my boyfriend, he drove me to a place that was like 3 hours away because we could not find the exact prom dress I wanted. I ended up paying like $475 for that prom dress. I worked at Burger King part-time right when I got out of high school. I went there, so all of my checks I was saving for the prom dress. Ridiculous. I had to get it altered, and at the end of the day, it was $475. It was just all black prom dress. And the thing with that dress was that it was so ugly. I don't know why I spent so much money on such an ugly dress. And at the end of the day, I only wore it like for an hour. We only stood at prom for an hour. I didn't really want to be there. So the good out of the story was that I ended up selling that dress on Poshmark. I want to say in like 2014 I sold it. And I sold it for $40. The reason why I sold it so cheap was because a lady was looking for a prom dress for her daughter, and they couldn't afford dresses that were over like $100, and I just decided to give it to her for $40 with free shipping because I rather have it go to someone that's gonna get use out of it. And her daughter loved the color black, and the whole dress was black with like rhinestones on it, and they loved the look of it. And I was like, you know what? Let it just go to a better home. So that is something that I do regret purchasing. I think if you're gonna purchase a prom dress, your best bet is to get something at least $30 to $20. Nowadays, you can get a decent prom dress for like super cheap. You don't have to spend $100 to thousands of dollars on prom dress. I feel like nowadays it's fairly easy, especially with Fashion Nova and all them out. Back in 2010 when I did graduate, we didn't have the stores that they have now online, like the cheap stores. So yes, expensive prom dresses in general, I regret purchasing. The seventh thing that I regret purchasing is disposable pads. This is a little TMI. Again, I've been trying my best to get that video out for you guys. Ladies, stay tuned, it's coming. I just have a lot of other videos ahead of it. But I feel silly purchasing all those disposable pads. The reason for that is because reusable pads are amazing. It's okay for everyone to have their own opinion, but I eventually, in the future, when my boyfriend and I decide to have children, I want to use reusable diapers. So let me try the reusable pads. Why am I going to use disposable pads and give them reusable diapers? The thing with disposable pads and disposable diapers, they're extremely bad for the environment, and they're extremely bad for us. You know how much chemicals are in those Always pads. They bleach them, they do all that stuff to them. And if you don't believe me, you guys can go on the beautiful search engine of Google and look it all up. I'm not gonna get too invasive with this, but I do want to say that I regret purchasing disposable pads. I wish I would have done reusable pads a while back. I don't think they were out when I was a teenager, but I do know that, but with using reusable pads, it has saved me so much money, and it's also made my period lighter. I know it sounds so weird, but a lot of women also experience this when they switched over to reusable pads. If you do not like reusable pads, switch over to the Diva cups, switch over to the reusable underwear. Any of those, there's so many different kinds of menstrual cycle items that we can use that are better for the environment and better for ourselves. So yes, I will always and forever regret purchasing disposable pads. The 8th thing that I regret purchasing is purses. I was a purse fanatic, and you guys are gonna laugh at me for this one. With me having, I think it was like more than 100 purses, I would always wear them, but they would always be empty. And that was the most silliest thing ever. I would only wear them to show them off. And they were always a pain in the butt to lug around. I love just carrying my little clutch wallet now. And when I go out to the stores and stuff, if I know that I don't need anything and I'm not gonna get any food from there or a drink, I won't even carry my wallet. I'll leave it in my car. I'll lock the glove box, put the alarm on the car, and that's it. I just walk around the mall with my boyfriend, and that's it. Sometimes I don't need my wallet. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, Kira, you should have your wallet on you all the time. It's my thing. Everyone's different, you guys. You know, if someone asks me for a license or whatever, you can use a picture license. I don't know about any other states, but in Massachusetts, you can definitely use a picture license. Like if you take a picture of your license, you could use that on your phone or whatever. I don't use it all the time, but that's just in case it's in my Apple Wallet, just in case. But when it comes to purses, I will forever regret that. They took up so much space in my room, and not just that, but they took up so much of my money. I think the most I've ever spent on a bag was like $50, and it was because it was like a Calvin Klein one. This was back in like 2009, and I really liked it, and I saved up for it, and then I only used it like a couple times. So yes, I do regret having a bunch of purses, and I will never ever get a purse ever again. And I know I can already hear the comments right now, but when you have kids, it's different. I will get a diaper bag when I have kids, you guys. I do not need a purse and a diaper bag. I will use the diaper bag. That's it. The 9th thing that I regret purchasing is DVDs. Need I say more? The reason why I regret purchasing them is because they're a waste of space. And how many times do you really watch the same movie over and over again? Yes, I do watch When a Stranger Calls, like I would say maybe like 3 times a year. I just love that movie. But when it comes to all the other movies I had, I didn't watch any of them over and over again. Kind of just left them in the box. I spent, I want to say like $400 on DVDs, which was ridiculous because we have Netflix, we have Hulu, Disney Plus just came out, so DVDs was a thing of the past, and we are all moving on. So I do regret purchasing a ton of those. And the 10th thing that I regret purchasing, and this is going to be a little bit different for all you guys, but this is my opinion, and that is I regret purchasing colorful clothing. Now, do not get me wrong, I do like to wear a pop of color every now and then, some red, sometimes a little bit of flowers on my shirt, but at the end of the day, I like my neutrals. I like my whites, I like my tans, I like blacks, and I like grays. I feel that most comfortable when I'm in neutral colors. When it comes to colorful colors, I used to purchase them. I used to have yellow shirts. I used to have bright red shirts, green. I would never wear any of those colors. I do like green, but more of an army green, the green that you really can't see as well. Like it's kind of green, but it looks gray. But no, I used to have like neon green shirts, and I'm just not a fan of colored clothing anymore, or colorful clothing. I would take a plain white tee over colorful shirts any day. I do regret purchasing all of those colors. I think I spent like close to $900 back in high school on colorful clothes, and I just was never comfortable in any of it. Whether it was a hot pink color, again, like a yellow shirt with yellow hoops, and The colorful stage is done. I am over it. I will stick with my neutrals, even though I am blending in with my comforter right now, but I will stick with my neutrals forever. And yeah, it's just my favorite. So I do regret purchasing colorful clothing. Anyways, you guys, those are the 10 things that I regret purchasing. Maybe I'll have a part 2 of this video. I didn't want to make it too long for you guys, but I do have a question for you to answer in the comment section below for me, and that is, what do you regret purchasing? Whether it is recently, whether it is from back in the day, I would love to know what you regret purchasing the most to make me feel like I'm not alone, you guys. I don't want to feel like the only one making mistakes here. But yes, I'm very curious to know what you guys regret purchasing. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, leave a thumbs up down below, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.